Okay, well, let us start introduction. What is fossilization? A fossilization is a permanent cessation of learning before the learner has attained. The fossilization of language is a fascinating phenomenon where certain linguistic elements become entrenched and resistant to change over time. Imagine language as a living organism constantly evolving and adapting to new contexts. However, just like fossils preserve ancient organisms, certain linguistic features can become fossilized, remaining unchanged despite the passage of times.
So we have some causal factors of fossilization. We have language transfer, training transfer, learning strategy, communication strategy, and overgeneralization, and others. This is the six common factors. So, language transfer. The error in the use of L2 results mainly from L1, and the difference between L1 and the L2 is the reason for the occurrence of errors. We have training transfer, the lack of formal instruction in English, fossilization of incorrect language forms. Fossilization often occurs among street learners. Their errors become systematized and viewed and are almost impossible to eradicate. Street learners are never corrected, nor do they correct themselves. Not only to the overall strategies, but also to the explicit methods the learner adopts in the process of SLL. Incorrect learning strategies, fossilization of some features, phonological, morphological, syntactic, lexical, psycholinguistic, or sociocultural. Communication strategy, a systematic skill a speaker resorts to while having difficulties in expression to keep the communication going on. Successful use of communication strategies will prevent acquisition. The learner inclines to simplify the target language, pays too much attention to the fluency but neglects the accuracy. Overgeneralization. Language overgeneralization always indicates the ignorance of rule restrictions, including semantic restrictions of lexis or other linguistic items. For instance, using the ed suffix to indicate past tense for verbs like go and think.
Okay, we continue with type of fossilization. The phonological fossilization refers to the repetition of phonological errors which result from the incorrect acquisition or pronunciation of L2, usually affected by L1. Morphological fossilization refers to close notions. One is preserving of ancient linguistics features which have lost their grammatical functions in language. Another loss is productivity of grammatical paradigms. Example of an affix which still remains in use in some words. Syntax fossilization refers to the phenomenon in second language acquisition where learners reach to stagnations in their ability to acquire or use new syntactic structures. Essentially, they become fossilized in their language development, unable to progress beyond a certain point, particularly in mastering more complex grammatical structure.
Semantic fossilization refers to the use of language forms that exist in TL but don't represent the meanings all two learners intend to express in the context. Pragmatic fossilization, a pragmatic deviance, pragmatic failure. Thomas views pragmatic failure takes place in the cross-cultural communication and refers to the inability to understand what is meant by what is said. Inappropriate language are results and mean understood, embarrassed, and even insulted.